for attention. Please, 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 let me talk to you, please. I know I probably sound sad, don't I? I probably do. It's okay. I'm willing, for the betterness of us all, I'm willing to take a shot. All right? I'll take one. I look a little beggish, a little sad. Anything that gets us going in the right direction. No, I'm hoping that she comes. She has a good view, I believe, on a way to build a good audience and following. So that's number 3 there. All right, that's time we want. We got the gentleman to speak, that teaches how to talk, and to stereo storytelling and public speaking. Ooh, and I got an email yesterday from a older gentleman that has, I believe, 20 plus years in the industry. He has went from writing a song that just so happened to go and hit the charts to become a huge song, to where he's built his own brand off of it, and has recorded over, I think, 15 or 20 something albums. And yes, he's pretty much did exactly what I'm trying to do. And then on top of that, he's wrote a book about it, about his journey. And so it's a perfect fit, honestly. It really is. I don't know. He actually lives like a state away from me. I wish it would be such an honor to be able to go and visit and do 101 recordings with him and get this. I guess all of the information we could get from him. But I know that's not going to be completely possible. So as much information we can get from him, we're going to. But I thought it was great. I joined a site. It's called Matchmaker.fm. And it's for individuals trying to get either into podcasting, establish a podcast, or somewheres they want to promote their brand, company, whatever it is that they do, their thing. Whatever their thing is, they want to promote it. And so they get on there and they make a profile, and that's what they do. And so I got on there and made a profile. Told everybody, all right, this is what we're doing with this show. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to build a brand, try to build a community of like-minded self-individuals that are interested in the music industry, audio industry, being self-sufficient, and helping each other grow and go and accomplish their dreams. And so, and showed that, and this is going to be a recording of all this, documenting every step of the way. Now the big BZB show, is a big, broad show here. So I leave things kind of open-ended on a lot of areas for multiple reasons, but mainly because I have 2 other shows that one's a Patreon, one's a premiere on Podbean that you can go over there. But they are like subscribers, and there I get more details because, well, if somebody pays some money, I feel like I should share more. And so I share more details. I give a little bit more insights on my day-to-days. And I also try to guide as many people in the right direction as I can. But I also give extra privileges to certain members. So if you pay a certain amount, you can have one-on-ones with me. And we can have one-on-one actual co-hosting shows together. Anything and everything in between. So go check them out if this is something that you like, if you haven't already. And if this is something that you might think you might be interested in hearing more about, maybe jump over there and hit up my premieres. My premiere show, you pay a one time only, and that lasts till the end of that show is completely done, or the last of that podcast is actually completely completed. Yeah, there you go. A bunch of words that don't go together, and that's why I need that coach, man. I need that coach. Anyways, yes, you can tell it's been a few days. I'm not quite on my game today, but that's okay, because y'all still like me anyways, don't you? Wait, you don't? Really? I know you do. We got this rolling. So, podcasting. You want to get in podcasting? Great. Here's the deal. There's a few things that you need to know. Not that you have to do them, but I'm saying these 3 things are... I know 1's a for sure. A 2 is a maybe. And a 3 is like, but it'll help you a whole lot. Okay? These are things that are not really explained to in a broadness sense. As in, it's not spread out there a lot saying these things. Why? I don't know. I don't get it. Is it to restrict people from getting in? Maybe so. I don't know that that's to be true. Because being within this community right now, I see and feel nothing but love from each and every one that I've ever came across so far. From just the local groups of people that do podcasts to the national levels. It's been nothing but love shown across the board, and a affection for each other to grow and do and be whatever it is that you inspire to be. And they're behind it. So I'd hate to think that for some reason the information is restricted. But maybe that is. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a lack of thinking. And that's a possibility. A for sure big possibility, honestly. So let's go on and start with what I believe to be the biggest thing that you need to know if you're getting into podcasts. And this is for podcasts, but could possibly go for streaming, depending on, and maybe somebody that has a little bit more expertise behind this can leave us something in the comments and tell us maybe the why of it's this certain way, or maybe the why it's not. Nonetheless, it is your picking of a microphone, because you got to have a microphone, because ultimately what it boils down to is it's mine. You can tell I'm from the South and got a swing that I'm holding back. So, it is the mic. So, ultimately, it's just my voice and this one piece of tools of my tool belt that I'm using. Is it ideal? Not always. And if you catch some of my newest or my oldest stuff, my very beginnings, you can tell a huge difference from my very first ever podcast show, The Father and Patriot in 21st Century America. And first episode, you take that audio and you line it up with this audio, you'll be blown out of the water. You wouldn't believe the difference that it sounds. It's like a day and night, a amateur to proficient professional. But I'm not. I'm far from that, because here's the kicker to all that, is the mic that you're currently listening to. And it's my newest, but probably going to be one of my more used one. And that is a $70 dynamic USB XLR microphone. Broadcasting microphone. Now, does this one say broadcasting on? I don't think it says broadcasting on it per se, but it does say vocal. It's a vocal mic. So, you might think, oh, dynamic. Okay, woohoo. Well, if you're just getting into this industry or this section of doings or whatever you want to call it, this is just you just now starting off, then you might not understand the difference between a, let's say, condense and a dynamic. So a condensed mic has the best thing to say is it catches every noise it can. It picks up the littlest of noises. A frog could be sitting outside my window and fart, and you would hear it. Now, have I ever heard one? No. But that doesn't mean that you can't. It's a possibility. Okay? That you pick up every little thing. The example is sitting in my vehicle, 2 cars over, turn the mic on. I can hear their conversation. Yes, it is very sensitive. So that is your main USB type microphone. If you go to your basic superstore, I won't say no brands. If you go to any superstores out there, your groceries / clothing / everyday essential items, their microphones that are USB, streaming microphones, are almost all that I could ever find are condensed microphones. You think condensed and you think, oh, okay, it's restricted, it's held. It's what I think of. So that ought to be great. That's exactly what I want right there. You plug it up. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, because these microphones some of them are pretty good. I mean, you got the Yetis out there that are top-notch microphones. But unless you have a good sound, what am I looking for here? A good sound booth. Where the sound is dampened down. You don't have any outside noise coming in. You don't have any kind of reverbs. You don't have no bouncing off of walls. It's just you and your voice and nothing else. Perfect. Go with that type of mic. But if you're like most of us that does not have a in-home studio, you don't have the luxury of not having cars driving by your house all day, all night. You don't have the luxury of not having other people running around in your house, stomping, yelling, screaming. Or dogs. Or you can even go with dogs for that matter. You're lucky enough to not have any kind of animals that would be making any type of noise during your time of recording. Then go with the condensed mics, because they enrich the sounds. They make your voice richer. They pick up every little detail of your voice, which is great to have if you have that type of living recording areas. And those kind of recording areas that you have are awesome. I'm in the process of trying to make one. I'm hoping to succeed in this process because, let's be honest about it. Who doesn't want one? Who doesn't want an in-house studio? That's cool, man. That's cool to have. Not only then do you have